There's a version of limitation that lives in your circumstances. And there's a version that lives in the language you use to describe your limitations, the beliefs that you inherited before you were old enough to question them, and the identity that you built to survive a version of your life you have long since outgrown. This show is here to dismantle the latter. I'm Zhanna Blage, your host of the Beyond Limitations podcast. Welcome. We go deep here into the decisions that feel heavy, the patterns that keep repeating, the places where something in you already knows it's time to move differently. Every episode created to give you something real, a framework, a reframe, a truth that shifts the way you see what is possible. Because the life and business you are building deserves more than surface level answers. Let's get into it. On today's episode, we're going to cover the visibility mistake that's keeping you busy, but not booked. The reason I want to cover this topic is that this is quietly draining thousands of female business owners in this very moment. They're showing up, they're posting, they're recording, writing, going live, doing all the things, chasing the viral moments that the content experts have told them will work for them. And honestly, they're exhausted. It is exhausting, and they're still not booked. If that sounds like you, I want you to hear this. You do not have a problem with being too visible. The issue is your positioning, and that's a really different fix. The mistake that I see most people making with regards to their visibility is that they're performing instead of positioning themselves. Performing says, look at me. I'm active. I'm consistent. I'm everywhere. Positioning says, when this specific problem becomes unbearable for this very specific person, I'm the only name that comes to mind. The first one will exhaust you. The second one will work for you even when you're offline. Most women are doing the first one and they're calling it strategy. And what this mistake costs you beyond your time, your visibility being volume driven rather than position driven, has you attracting tire kickers instead of premium clients. You're spending a ton of energy on content that gets likes but no leads. And the more you post without a clear authority signal, the more you end up diluting your brand instead of building it. So I want you to take a moment sometime today and audit your last 30 pieces of content, asking yourself this one question with each piece of content. Does this content speak directly to the specific transformation that I create, or does it speak to being generally helpful and inspiring? If it is the latter, you are visible but not magnetic. And the shift is this. You have to stop creating content that shows you are knowledgeable and start creating content that demonstrates you understand your client's exact situation better than she can articulate it herself, in her words and lived experience. That specificity is what will stop the scroll and ultimately book calls for you. Visibility is not the goal. Magnetic visibility is. You want the right people to feel like you're reading their minds every single time that they come across a piece of your content. It's not about the volume. What it is about is the depth of your understanding of her pain. Start and build from there. This is where I will leave you today. If today's conversation shifted something for you, share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it. That is how this work travels. I'm Zhanna Blage, and this is Beyond Limitations. The limitation was never the ceiling above you. It was always the story inside you, and you are the author. See you next time.